everybody, welcome back to Nonlinear Plays RimWorld, which is not RimWorld, it is Dead Cells. To be honest with you, this is another, there was a loss in between this episode and the last episode because I died super quickly, so don't let me tell you that this update is too easy. I don't think it's necessarily super difficult as relative to the norm, but in particular, both of my off-camera deaths in this update have come on the Ossuary, and I just don't know if the Ossuary is worth it right now, which presents well, for me at least, presents an interesting situation because that's also where we stand to get, the most upgrades, and the reason, in my opinion, that we died on the last run, despite just really, really poor play against the Watcher for his final phase, was because I didn't go to the Ossuary, and as a result, I kind of screwed myself. In terms of having, the maximum level of upgrades, but again, there's myriad reasons for this. This would be a great time. My confidence is not at, an all-time low or anything like that, in terms of, my Dead Cells play. Remember, we had about a month where we made, 18-minute long Dead Cell episodes on the regular. We've come a long, long way since then. But this will be a great run to get a win on the challenge room. The challenge rooms are disproportionately difficult, dude. What are you talking about? Okay, we have one-on-one challenge room before. It's not like that would have been our first time ever, but it would have been close to our first time ever. I wish I could deny it. So one thing I've longed to try, and maybe we'll do it. Maybe it's time to get into some novelty builds that also could teach us a little bit about the world that we live in here. Is an all-strength electric whip build. I've been told that there's a lot of possibility in that. Some people have told me that build gets it done. I'm not even damage booster electric whip, which was apparently broken 2 updates ago, but I'm talking straight up 9 levels of strength, and then the electric whip just going to town. So this is decidedly not what I needed right now. What I will say though is that I'm not at all bitter about the fact that I've been dying more in Dead Cells. I think that it's actually an important part of the game's development that things get a little harder if there's going to be not a whole heck of a lot of areas, at least at the present moment. It's not that long is what I'm getting at. Making it more difficult seems smart, you know? It's like if Isaac only went to Mom for the first 6 months of its existence, you would probably want the lead up to the Mom fight to be harder, otherwise people would be popping off 1,000 streaks. Not that the, most deaths for me and Isaac tend to happen before Mom, but anyway. Everything is for sale. We'll definitely buy this. I know we got skills. I'm going 100% strength right out the bat. All the damage you take is dealt to enemies as well. I don't want to spend money on pendants that aren't great. Which is a little bit unfair. But, I mean, I recognize we have no pendant right now. But, if I'm going to spend money, I want to spend money on, a pendant that we are going to keep for the rest of the game. Because the money situation is a little tighter now. And I will go to the sewers, and hopefully on the sewers we'll be able to make some dreams come true. But, I believe the sewers, as weird as this sounds, you're going to think that there's no way that this could conceivably be true. But I believe that the sewers now also lead to the ossuary. If you want them to. And I believe they might lead to the prison depths as well. So I'm a little concerned, but we'll play it by ear. It's more selections, I guess, for directions that we could go in. So I don't think we have what I would consider to be good skills. I do think we have a good weapon. I stood in the poison there. Yeah, it's real funny until we're dead forever, but what do you get? 30% extra damage on a bleeding target. Biter Swarm is actually fine. So I'm gonna go for, like, keeping enemies in one place and then kicking the crap out of them while they're there. No guarantees that this is gonna work, though. Yeah, we can't afford to take any damage, because we don't have the HP right now, to be straight up with you. So we're doing a lot of good work, like, really, really quickly dismantling a lot of the enemies we're coming across. Enemies seem to get stunned like crazy with strength now for whatever reason, too. But we're gonna need to continually stack up. I mean, we got one level. There is a rune down there. We got one level of stats on our last floor, and we got 2 levels. One was guaranteed skills, the other one was our choice, and we took strength. So certainly, like, the next level, if it's a custom level, we're gonna take HP. Bow reduces the chance of unfreezing when you hit an enemy. And it's the Northernlion curse, dude. For whatever reason, like, I cannot choose. Whatever I choose to upgrade, the game gives us the opposite stats naturally. I'm not really against it, because it does mean that we're creating runs that are at least in some way balanced, but balance is kind of like a 4-letter word in Isaac. Or not, in Dead Cells, I mean to suggest. So I'm not sure if it's a good thing. And by not sure if it's a good thing, I mean I know it's a bad thing. The grenade is 10 out of 10. So, you know what? See you later, ceiling turret. Yeah, really smart decision there. I'm being unnecessarily bitter about my own performance here. Heal up. You still got 2 heals. You're on the sewers, which means you shouldn't... I was just about to say I'm on the Ossuary, which means, you know, you shouldn't be that hard on yourself. But no, we're on the sewers, which means we should be this hard on ourselves. But we don't have 10 out of 10 loot, and our build has been weird. So don't sweat it too much yet. So yeah, there's the Ossuary exit. So in my head, I'm like, we gotta go Ossuary, because it's like getting another second floor. I saw the HP scroll there. How could I, you know, refuse getting an extra floor that is supposedly on, like, roughly the same level as the sewers in the first place? But in practice, this has led to me, you know, taking some damage I'm not necessarily super thrilled with. I do see another scroll. I'm gonna put it into strength. And it's debatable whether or not this is the right call, because HP is also... You can live, I think, without... such a waste. You can live without strength much more easily than you can live without HP. But I'm choosing to run, like, a little bit of a high-risk strategy here. The idea being... This might be prison depths. The idea being that if we're able to, kill enemies before they have any chance to hit us, that's probably just about the best thing that we could do for our own survival. Now, I do see that there's a grenade up there, or sorry, a torch or a firebrand. I know that I run this build, like, exclusively, but... to roll firebrands into grenades that do extra damage on flaming targets is like a 10 out of 10. So there's Prison Depths entrance. Maybe they've restructured the way that the levels fit together. Because obviously this is not the way that it was before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. Damage booster. It covers the ground with oil. Okay, I'll tell you what. So here's our new style. It's extremely risky, but also the raw damage output should be ridiculous. So what do? So Rampart's entrance or exit. You, no, don't talk to me or my son ever again. Go to the shop. We put oil on the ground, throw fire at it, and then throw the grenade at it. We can't afford those right now. Yeah, okay. Collect soul cells and gold without needing to be in range. I don't think it's necessarily like a 10 out of 10 get. But I think it might pay for itself over the course of the run, but it's maybe a little rich. We'll see. Anyway, let's explore some more here. The sewer, I guess, is like a new hub world or something for... Yeah, good start there. The sewer is like a new hub world for the game or something. It's a little bit of a difficult combo to hit. We don't need to use the oil. We could also just light them on fire with the brand. And then use the damage booster when we're encountering a pod or something like that. That seems like not a bad idea. I think we're good to go, honestly, though. Yeah, the only thing left was the timed door. So I'm going to try to go Ossuary, but you basically have a viewer beware, you're in for a scare sort of thing right here. Especially with only 2 levels of HP, I'm not convinced that this has any chance of working out for us. I hope I'm wrong. But I am not convinced. So, I don't know why I'm going for an extra level of tonic. Basically, I'm just getting everything in the 100 tier first. And we got a lot of stuff in that 100 tier. So this actually gives us a... It's like a mammoth task here. But that's fine. If we're going to be playing Dead Cells way more than it should be played, probably, during its early access state, then that is totally fine by me. Keep getting the persistent level upgrades that'll make me look way better than I actually am when the game's out. So, this is where things get scary. Because the Ossuary is a scary place to begin with. Very, very great start. So we're over-leveled probably relative to where you'd normally be on the Ossuary. And we have actually a 1-2 punch with almost no cooldown. We have meat back there. Just go back for it. We have a 1-2 punch with almost no cooldown, or at least very little cooldown. And that's Y button, right trigger. You know, light an enemy on fire, hit him with a grenade that's going to do double damage. It is a little unique. Usually we're using fire grenade, regular grenade. This time we got secondary fire brands. Or the fire brand, I suppose. And it's working. It's not working. But the Ossuary's tough. Essentially, the whole reason we're down here is to just pay a little extra in terms of upfront cost, because it's going to be scary. And then in the future, we should have way higher levels as a result of this. I basically want to kick the crap out of the game. Because the game, I felt like we had every available tool, or every available chance to win the last run, and I squandered it. I want to be in an unsquanderable position. Something that I think is actually, like, extremely plausible. Flame turret. I'm just gonna be honest with you, I think the flame turret is actually bad. Ice grenade. So the ice grenade is almost tempting to me, because I think that the fire grenade is here to stay, but I actually have no idea what I'm gonna do. This is a perfect opportunity to do this. The fire grenade's here to stay, but the damage booster, I'm not fully convinced that it's gonna do anything for us. It's a lot of liability to use, and when it works, it's great, but it does present us with a little bit of extra risk as a result of its existence. So, right now I can't complain at all. Prison depths, maybe? The Black Bridge? I'm losing my mind here. So the Black Bridge has been moved to be after the Ossuary instead. So the Prison Depths is no longer something that comes after the Black Bridge. Sorry, the Prison Depths is no longer something that comes after the Ossuary. Excuse me, sir. I don't approve. Enemies burn when they die. It does do more damage, and of course it applies oil, so I'm like... relatively for it here. So the whole structure's been turned upside down, man. Why did I think that I had a fire grenade? I have fire brands. We specifically talked about this. Okay, that was actually very scary and you could have died. So, of course, in my heart of hearts, I'm going, take the level of strength. No, not the right time. This is the right time for us to take HP and be fine. Just get back to what you were doing, dude. You were doing fine. That's the moneymaker right there. Look at it, we're getting like 8 stacks of burn. That's where you want to be, I assure you. Take it slow and steady. Slow is fast here. Slow is fast. Houseway. The indignant Houseway is my favorite. Houseway. You will never get this. Okay. I had to make sure he wouldn't get this. Otherwise, I would have wound up with egg on my face. We're actually, like, in a great spot. Fire synergy continues to just be, like, unstoppably good. Our economy's looking good. We don't have a respawn, so we should be careful. We're using our first heal, but that's okay. So you want to light these guys on fire. Okay, create oil. Light these guys on fire. Light these guys on fire. Do that. Oil this guy up. Then light him on fire. There you go. It's actually, like, really good. Yeah, roll into that attack. Not the finest moment, I could imagine. I'm wondering, that's what I was just literally moments away from suggesting. I wonder if the new structure of the game means that there's another level you can go to that isn't the Black Bridge. So there is... These are irrelevant, although enemies burn when they die and holding them in place to burn more might be fine. The problem is, it could be a boss fight, and if it's a boss fight, I think there's a genuine chance that we die. Because we're still pretty... I mean, we're not guaranteed to win, and we don't know what, we don't know what the enemy does, basically. So I'm not suggesting that death is inevitable, rather just that, I'd be scared. But we should give it a shot, dude. Now we've learned something, and we learned it on our own. I would like to get some more scrolls, though. 344 heading to the first boss, historically, is not a bad situation. But, you know, anecdotally, I wouldn't be surprised to find that there are, more items available for me on this floor. That's my dream anyway, is that, you know, maybe another scroll, something to replace the damage booster with, but we don't need to replace the damage booster. I think it is more of a liability on a boss fight that we don't understand, though. But this, I mean, it's either going to be a short episode, or we're going to experience a new area and own it, I guess. Seems like there's a lot left on this floor, though. A flashbang is almost tempting. Yeah, bad idea. Just terrible idea. Flashbangs are usually bad ideas, in my opinion. But I think instead of saying in my opinion, I should say, like, with my play style. Cloud of poison, and of course just the genuine regular old flashbangness. So another strength upgrade, that's important. We're already at level 5 strength, which is not quite late game but quite good. And another upgrade. I actually think this totally works. It replaces our skills upgrade with a strength upgrade, which is actually a positive. It's a little less, like, universally good. And, like, slightly more difficult to get the floor oiled up. The extra level of strength seems good, though. And I need to keep reminding myself, honestly. Plus, the cooldown on it is, like, 0. I need to keep reminding myself that the actual game plan is to just spam the grenade as much as possible. If we do that, nothing is gonna live. I think we're done. Alright, so let's try the Forgotten Sepulcher. So everything's got an ambiguously pronounced name. Sepulcher, you know, Promenade, the Ramparts. That one is a little less, that was more of a joke at that point, but you get the idea. Alright. So, again, game plan. Generally speaking, I think you want to, like, hook, like, left trigger, X, Y, R, T. I don't know why I said that so weirdly. Hello, my feline friend. How are you doing, Ruka? Please don't throw up on my desk this time. What's going on down here? You must be the anomaly she's looking for. You've come adventuring far below the surface, Fallen. Dark is the path your choices set before you. The light of the Guardian colonnades will protect you, but for how long? Totally. Behind you, the big light. Run there. Ruka, no! Don't jump on my computer, you jerk. I don't know, man. I'm a little concerned. Cat, I love you. You're my son. Please, get in the box. It's not a litter box. Get in the penthouse and enjoy life. Don't kick my pen off the desk, okay? So there are enemies down here. It's not the boss fight, so we have an alternative, I guess, to our normal situation. Fires an arrow, swarm of biters. I do like the oiled sword, though. And another level of strength is just ridiculous at this point. We're at level 7 strength. That was pretty bad. I worry that those guys are gonna, like, kill me instantly, more or less. I mean, 10,000 gold for 30 cells is not a great trade anymore because the economy is different now. Things are way more expensive, you know, inflation. Yeah, you gotta be more careful. They have a huge, like, lead time on their attacks. But their attacks also deal an awful lot of damage. And there's a million of them? This doesn't seem that bad, but I'm also so ridiculously, like, over-leveled. Versus where I would expect to be on an average run that I just can't. Did I just take damage from being, like, too far away from the light? Alright, I understand. I hate it, but I understand. Things are getting dark, dude! I'm gonna make the push. He's done it. So it's an interesting mechanic, no doubt about it. Phaser could be good. It lights up the oil on the ground. You know, in a way, it's... Oh, jeez. Not that bad. We've used 2 heals already. It's not that bad because I tend to go fairly quickly in this game regardless. So I'm like a little less scared than I might otherwise be. I am actually an idiot as well. These are the 2 emotions of me. We're in too deep. Your cat, what are you doing? You're looking at the acoustic foam like you're gonna do something with it. Don't do that. That's my acoustic foam, Roka. Why do you think you run this house? You're creating a weird situation in which I have to assert my dominance over a piece of property that I own. I resent it. It's turning me into a worse person. I give you all the pets money could desire. Money can buy. That's the expression. That's how you humans say it. Alright, what's going on? Everything's for sale. Well, a level of HP would be a sensible approach. Extra damage on a burning target. +1 skills. Nah, can't justify any of these. Not right now, anyway. Well, if we come out of this, like, our build is already really good. I think, in terms of our, like, raw stats, basically. We're doing so much damage that even though it's a strength build and I tend to do worse at strength builds, we should be, like, beyond fine. Why do I do this to myself? So much needless damage. So let's try to get the wombo combo going again. We had a game plan. It's left trigger, X, Y, right trigger. I don't want to do it on these guys because I'm scared. Left trigger, X, Y, right trigger. A new blueprint. Repeater crossbow. Color me intrigued. So, to put it in less uncertain terms, we want to hook them, which stuns them, then apply oil, which amplifies the fire damage, then apply the fire damage. In practice, most enemies are dying in the first place before we even have a chance to do it. But these are new enemies, so I basically have no idea what's going on here. Lots of shops, though. Cursed sword. If you're hit, you're dead. Yeah, okay, but, like, it's not really a good idea. Fire grenade level 6. It's got some temptation to it, doesn't it? Costs us a level of skills, though. Nah, I bought it by accident. That's 10,000 gold. Down the drain. 1787. The oiled sword even does more damage. Just does less on a crit. But wait, does it do guaranteed damage against burning units? That was the draw, right? Yeah, it's probably better. Plus it fires an arrow in front of us that apparently does 400 damage, so... we can do some serious damage here. Like, if I could internalize... We don't have an oiled sword anymore. That's right. If I could internalize this combo... Whoa! Enemies are going to be in for a tough time. So how are we applying oil? The hook? The hook covers the victim in oil. So the hook is an extremely important initiator now because it puts oil on the ground for everybody to burn. And then the grenade does extra damage to enemies who are burning. We're too far away. I'm dead. I'm dead. I tried there, but dude, I got swarmed. I got distracted by the fact that we were far away from enemies as well and kind of screwed myself, I'll admit. But we've introduced ourselves with some new stuff, so I'm excited about that. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, again, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. We're going to try to check out some, the same area again next time, hopefully. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.